I am Anil Kumar. Welcome to my series on preparation for IIT JEE. The idea of sharing these questions and their solution is to let you know that to really qualify for IIT, you need to have very sound foundation. It is not necessary that you'd be running after difficult questions only. Here is a question on vectors from last year's test paper, 2018 that is. We'll see how to solve this particular question. The question here is, let P1 be 2x plus y minus z equals to 3, P2, x plus 2y plus z equals to 2, be two planes. Then, which of the following statements is true? So there are four statements. A, the line of intersection of P1 and P2 has direction ratios of 1, 2, minus 1. B, the line 3x minus 4 over 9 equals to 1 minus 3y over 9 equals to z over 3 is perpendicular to the line of intersection of P1 and P2. The acute angle between P1 and P2 is 60 degrees. And D is, if P3 is a plane passing through the point 4, 2, minus 2 and perpendicular to line of intersection of P1 and P2, then the distance of the point 2, 1, 1 from the plane P3 is 2 over square root 3. So on this particular question, you will notice that we're actually kind of touching upon most of the concepts learned under the heading of vectors, correct? So it is not really a very difficult question, but definitely it requires good foundation. The key here is based on the line of intersection of these two planes, right? So let's try to understand that. And then one by one, we are going to answer these questions. So two intersection planes, they intersect. Then what is and how is their direction related, right? So how is their direction ratio related? Well, in case of two planes intersection, if n1 is the normal of the first plane and n2 is normal of the second plane, then that cross product gives you the direction of intersection. So this is the key idea, right? So we will see. We'll actually find this cross product and then check whether it matches with 1, 2, minus 1 or not. Part B is the line is perpendicular. So when you are given a line in this form, it is a good idea to rewrite this line, correct? So once you rewrite this line, you will know from the denominator what is the direction of the line, and comparing what you got here, you can answer this question. So that's not difficult either, right? C, the acute angle between P1 and P2 is 60 degrees. So we have to basically find the acute angle, correct? So that could be between two normals, right? So the acute angle, we can say cos theta is equal to, we can figure out whether it is 60 or not, right? So n1 dot n2 divided by the magnitude of n1 and n2 will give us the angle. And D is, if P3 is a plane passing through the point 4, 2, minus 2 and perpendicular to the line of intersection of this, then the distance of this point from the plane P3 is what? Now as soon as we say perpendicular to the line of intersection, that means its normal, let's call this as n3, will be d1. So once you know that, you could write your equation as ax plus by plus cz plus d equals to 0. The given point will give you the actual equation, and then the distance could be calculated very easily, right? So you know the distance formula, that should give you the answer. Is that okay? So that way, if you realize this question is relatively simpler, right? So what I'm trying to concentrate here on is when you're preparing for IIT, don't rush. Just as I'm speaking to you very slowly and lightly, you have to read that chapter in this fashion. Grasp as you move along, right? So once you get the whole chapter in, then in an examination like this, you will be in a position to solve such a question easily. Otherwise, it may really become very difficult. Perfect. So I think with that advice, let's move forward and answer these questions one by one. So the very first one here is we need to find the line of intersection. Okay. So here I've rewritten all these questions. So plane 1, let's write the normal for plane 1, which is what? 2, 1 minus 1, correct? And for plane 2, normal is 1, 2 and 1, correct? So now what we need to find? We need to find n1 cross n2. That is what we need to find, okay? So let's use the determinant to find the value. IJK 2, 1 minus 1, 1, 2, 1. Right. So that gives you what value? You can actually pause the video, answer this question, then look into my suggestions, right? So normally we write these with cap and, we say I cap. So I'll just say the unit vector I, right? So 1 minus of this becomes plus 2, right? Minus j cap. Okay. So 2 times, okay, and this is minus, so that becomes again plus k. And 2 times 2, 4 minus 1. So that gives you 3i minus 3j plus 3k, correct? So 3 you could just factor it out. We are looking for direction vector. So we get, so it is plus j, right? Minus j and plus k, correct? So we just factored out 3. So basically the direction ratios, what we get? So we get the direction ratios which are what? 1, minus 1 and 1, not this. So this statement is false. So this is false. In our answer, we are looking for true answers, right? So that is not one of our answers. However, this is a very important conclusion, 1 minus 1, 1, which we are going to use in rest of the questions, correct? So let's move on to part B. So here we are given a line. Let me write down the direction vector here before we forget. Direction vector is 1 minus 1, 1, correct? So that is what we got when we did n1 cross n2. Okay. Now here we have a line which is 3x minus 4 over 9 equals to 1 minus 3y over 9 equals to z over 3. How do you get the direction of this line? Well, we should write it in standard form. That means x minus x1 over denominator, right? So what we get here is that we have to divide by 3. So we get this as x minus 4 over 3 over 9 divided by 3, which is 3, right? Now in this case, we have to write this first, right? Okay, so that's tricky. Let me rewrite this once again. So we'll write this as 3x minus 4 over 9 and we'll rearrange this. Minus 3y plus 1 over 9 equals to z over 3, correct? Now, we'll divide by minus 3 all these terms, right? Okay, so when I divide by minus 3 in the numerator, I get 1 over 3 with the negative sign here, and in the denominator, when I divide by minus 3, I get minus 3. Here we already have z equals to z over 3. So what is the direction of this line? So let's call this line as L1, and the direction vector D here is what? So here direction vector you can say is 3 minus 3, this is 3, 3, or you could say 1 minus 1 and 1, right? So that is the direction. We want it to be perpendicular. No, this is parallel. So this is parallel. Is that clear? Not perpendicular. So we got the solution for the second one also, and that is also false. Is it clear? Now let's look into part C. So here the angle cos theta will be equal to the dot product of n1 and n2 divided by their magnitudes. Okay, so the vectors are 2, 1, minus 1 dot 1, 2, 1 over square root of 2 square plus 1 square plus minus 1 square times square root of 1 square plus 2 square plus 1 square. So that gives you, we get 2 plus 2 and that minus 1 divided by 4 plus 1 5 plus 1 6. Right, so what we get here, 3 over 6. So that is cos theta. So cos theta is basically half. Cos theta is half. That means theta is what? Look into your triangle, right? So 1, 2, square root 3 triangle. That is 60 degrees. So it is indeed theta is 60 degrees. So this statement is true. So we have to mark the correct ones. We'll mark C, right? So that is correct answer. Right? Now let's look into part D. Part D is, if P3 is a plane passing through the point and perpendicular to the line of intersection of P1 and P2, then the distance of this point from the plane is given to you. Okay. So we found that the direction of intersection, which was n1 cross n2, we found this to be 1 minus 1, 1, correct? 1. Okay. So we'll take this direction. Now that is now the normal for the third plane, right? So we'll find the equation of P3. Since we know that is the normal, the equation has to be A is 1. So in general, it is AX plus BY plus CZ plus D equals to 0, right? Now since we know that the normal is this, we can write this as X minus Y plus Z plus D equals to 0. Now we are given that there is a point on it, and the point given to us is 4, 2, minus 2, correct? So we have a point, let's say call it A, which is 4, 2, minus 2. So we'll substitute this here to find the value of D. So we get 4 minus 2, this is also minus now, plus D equals to 0. So that gives you 0, so that gives you D equals to 0. Okay. Since D is 0, so we get the equation of the plane now, which is what? D is 0, so that is the equation. X minus Y plus Z equals to 0. So that becomes the equation of our plane. Okay, now, then the distance from this point to the plane is what, right? So we have just to find the distance from a given point to the plane. So use the formula. It is a straight formula based question. So the absolute value of distance will be what? Will be all this. Okay, from a point, we are saying the point is 2, 1, 1. Okay, so we'll just write AX plus BY all this, which is 2 minus 1 plus 1 over square root of this. Let me write the formula first. Okay, so I wrote it earlier, so we'll write this as, in general, it be, sorry, so absolute value of AX plus BY plus CZ1, so we are substituting the point, right, over square root of A square plus B square plus C square. That is the distance formula, correct? So we have written this since that is the equation, right? And the point given is 2, 1, 1. So we are writing these values. And the normal is right here. Let me highlight the normal, which is also the coefficient, as you know. Okay. So it is 1 square plus minus 1 square plus 1 square, right? That is the distance. So that is 2 over square root of 1 plus 1, which is 3. So that is correct. We are given P3 distance as 2 square root 3. This is correct. So this is also true. Perfect. So in our answer, we got the last two as correct options. So getting back to where we started, right? So let's look into the question once again. So relatively, it was not difficult. However, we need to understand each and every concept of a topic, right? So this time it was vectors. So we found that last two statements were correct. So they will be circled since we are looking for true answers. I hope you understand and appreciate how to tackle these questions and how to prepare for them, correct? So I will really advise you not to rush for very difficult questions, as I've seen people practicing. A lot of cross products, right? They are not required. What is really required is the concept. So I'll provide you some links. You can go through those links and understand all the concepts if something is not very clear to you, and prepare for your next test. Hope that helps. Feel free to contact me and share your questions with me. I'll surely answer them. Thanks for watching and all the best.